Hey everybody, it's me, Rodger, the Rail Fan, with more records. Hope everybody out there in YouTube land had a fantastic Christmas. It was pretty low-key here. Didn't get much in the way of presents, really. I did get this from my in-laws, pretty cool. Jerry Garcia Live, Volume 10. May 20th, 1990 in Hawaii. 2 CD set, soundboard recording. Yeah, this is a pretty good show. 1990, for a pretty good period for Garcia, and he loved going to Hawaii, and he's basically playing in a little like high school gymnasium there, and so there's definitely like a lightness and a smile in his voice, and but there's clams aplenty, as you would expect from. If he were alive, he would probably be like, no, we're not going to put this out. But there's some great stuff on here too. Yeah, anyway, Jerry, I miss him so much. Talk a little bit more about that a little bit later. But yeah, so I got some Christmas VCLT just out of the blue, completely by surprise. Including a little card, Christmas card from one and only Michael Justin Keddy, otherwise known as Bostonian Reggie, who used to have one of my favorite VC channels, and he's deleted it all. Why did you do that? Why do people, I can understand stop, you don't want to make videos anymore, but to delete it all? Oh, gosh. It just seems like such a loss. Anyway, Mike, I don't know if you watched me or not. I don't know. We sort of connect through other social media, but anyway, lovely little card, and he sent me a couple pieces of vinyl. I've not had a chance to play them with the holidays and all, but they look really super tasty, and they have a Massachusetts connection. Hey Mike, if you're watching, he lives in Western Massachusetts, knows that I spent some time in Boston area for a long time. So first up we have Native Tongue, Yowl. Modern Method Records, 268 Newbury Street, Boston, Massachusetts. Here's the back side. Here's the inner sleeve. In his card, he wanted to know, he thought maybe I'd seen them. Now, Native Tongue, I don't think. Does it have a date on it? 1983. Okay, so that's a little bit before when I was really getting into my sort of punk thing. About when I moved to Boston. But this looks excellent. Boston had a real interesting rock scene. It had its jazz scene that was, centered around, the schools and stuff. But never the tweens shall meet. Anyway, so Native Tongue, Yowl. This looks excellent. Engineered by Lou Giordano at Radio Beat. Lou Giordano, he would go on to form Homestead Records, right? Isn't that right? Yeah, this looks cool. And he also sent me another record. Super generous of you. Really kind of hard to believe. So, I don't know what this is. The Moving Pictures by Michael William Gilbert. It looks really interesting on Gibex from Amherst, Mass. From 1978. It has a very private press look to it. A recording at the Smith College Electronic Music Studio in University of Massachusetts. University of Massachusetts Electronic Music Studio. Hampshire College Electronic Music Studio. So it looks like electronic music. Man, I can't wait to give this a spin. Looks like it's already been nicely cleaned up for me already. Wow, really cool. Michael William Gilbert, Moving Pictures. So cool, so cool. Thank you so much, Mike. I really miss your channel, really do, really. Glad to know you're out there and alive and well, and thank you very much. Thank you. And the card, very nice. Yeah. So then today I go to the mailbox and what is this? What is this? Somebody tell me what this is, because I don't know what this is. Yeah, there's my address. If you want to send me records, there's my address. The return address on this thing says T. Grinch, 221 North Mount Crumpet Avenue, Whoville, California, 94401. Well, it was mailed from 94401, and actually, I meant to do this before, but 94401. Where is that? 94401 is San Mateo, California. So who sent this to me? And so I opened it up, and there's no note or anything that I can find. Like, who sent this to me? It's really cool stuff. Check it out. Check it out. The Deluge by William Basinski. Wow. Now, I don't have... Now, there's kind of a long story about William Basinski. I did a review back when I was writing about music for a webzine. I did a review of his Disintegration Loops big box set thing, which I didn't get the big box set to review. I got MP3s, but and that's, well, there's a whole story with that. But anyway, really interesting guy. More of like a sound artist than musician, I would say. So anyway, I think this is pretty recent, 2014. Piano and tape loops. Yeah, this is bound to be awesome, right? And then, I don't even know what to make of this. I don't even know. Who sent this to me? And why did you send it to me? Michael P. Dawson, The Insect Garden. Test pressing. Did Michael P. Dawson send this to me? I will certainly check it out. T. Grinch, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Grinch. No, I'm not going to restart. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, mystery person. Really, both terrific surprise. You know, it's been really hard to get into the Christmas spirit, what with everything being so fucking horrible. So that helped a lot. Thank you very much. And I hope all of you had a really nice Christmas. You know, the solstice is kind of what we celebrate. Whatever you celebrate, I hope it was fantastic, and cheers to you all. Into the new year is coming, and maybe the new year will be a better one. Maybe. Anyway, thank you very much. So I have other stuff to show. Other things that came in the mail, which I pre-ordered, God, back in the summer. I was so excited they were going to put these out on vinyl. Because I can get as excited about the vinyl thing as anybody else. And so it's these two Agalloch EPs. There's the gray EP and the white EP, which is really more like an album. So the story with these originally came out on CD and download. This is the first vinyl edition of these, both with bonus tracks, I believe. So this is a true EP. It's 45, you know, really nice slip case. It's rather tight fit, but here, I want to show it to you because it's cool, because it's what I paid for anyway. So yeah, very tight fit. So yes, the gray EP, these are like reconstructions, remixes, instrumental versions of tracks from the Mantle. What does it say here? The first installment of two companion releases originally released in 2004. Well, this was originally released in 2004. The Gray EP, a collection of destroyed and rebuilt songs from the Mantle. Includes an exclusive bonus track recorded in 2003, which I believe, yes, Shadow Dub says, it's created in reaction to the assumption that at the time that Agalloch would follow over into the world of electronica after the Mantle. We never understood how this rumor was started, but this was our answer, and it is a little bit of an electronic thing. Anyway, very cool stuff. I've raved about Agalok in the past. They've since broken up in kind of an acrimonious way, in kind of an ugly way, which is really unfortunate because I think they were really a terrific band. And so then the White Album, what does it say here? Collection of dark folk and ambient work, originally released in 2008. Remastered reissue with original artwork and a bonus track. Again, in a slipcase. This is beautiful. Both of them don't have singing per se, as I recall. Maybe some found sound stuff, but if you find his voice weedy and annoying, this especially could be right up your alley because it's really kind of an ambient folk thing. Kind of a blackened ambient folk thing, yes. Blackened. They're sort of a black metal band, I guess. Tree worshipping black metal. Anyway, Agalok. Good stuff. Okay, so where were we? Yes, so right before Christmas, got this swelling in my jaw. I called up the dentist. They said, "Oh, you need a root canal." So yes, it never stops. It never stops. So right before Christmas, I had a root canal. And I got this temporary crown, which kind of sucks. Can't really eat normally. Ugh. But it did mean a trip to Grimey's. Because a trip to the dentist means my wife drives me to Grimey's. Because I have to take Valium and like maximum laughing gas to go through this stuff. So Liz has to drive me around. And so I'm all like, ugh, afterwards. And so we go to Grimey's and ooh, record store. Hey, come on. Come on. All right, so yeah, I went to Grimey's, and there's one thing I really wanted, and I was really glad they had a copy of it, and it was the new FKA Twigs record, with another just insane freaking cover. Just what the fuck is up with her? What is it called? Magdalene on Young Turks. I've shown her previous records. I think she's really interesting artist. Always really interesting production. This sounds very different from her previous records, which are more like a neo soul kind of realm. This is more like art rock kind of. As James Buttery said on Facebook, like, oh, I wasn't going to be lazy and say Kate Bush, but yeah, Kate Bush. Who I'm not a huge fan of, but interesting move, you know, and you know, I think this woman is an artist and is she's gonna do her own thing, and she could have capitalized on that sort of like very high produced R&B kind of thing, and is going in a completely different direction, and I applaud that. Need to give this another listen because I'd seen the video that came out long before the record came out, and I thought, that's very, very strange. Anyway, good for her. Okay, what else? They also had this, which was from Black Friday. I didn't really participate in Black Friday. Direct Step by Herbie Hancock. I believe Dr. Rhythm Channel showed this, maybe, I think so. Hey guys, if you're watching, always good to see you guys. Yes, Direct Step. I've had this on Japanese CD for a long time, and this is so. It was originally only released in Japan as a direct to acetate kind of. That's why it's called Direct Step. So it's live in the studio with from 1979, late period Headhunters. Now they recreated the OB and everything, but this is not a Japanese pressing. This is American Sony thing. But it sounds terrific. It has a really great version of Butterfly on it. And second side has a live version of I Thought It Was You from the Sunlight album, which with the Vocomaster, the vocoder and everything. Yeah, it's cooking. I dig it. So that was cool. Find that. They also had a couple of international anthem things, including the new one, Junius Paul ISM. He's a bassist. I saw him with Roscoe Mitchell. He's part of the art ensemble now as well. Really interesting guy. Rather unconventional bassist, I would say. And so here's what it says on the tin. It says polychromatic, low-tone poems, freeform funk, flight, and great black music turn the page to a brand new chapter in the Chicago sound. Yeah, it's that and more. It's really good. Really dig what International Anthem is doing. Documenting this Chicago scene, which is so interesting. With this guy being kind of at the center of it all, I think, McCauley McRaven. This is older. It's been out for a while, I think. In the Moment, the deluxe edition, 3 LP set. What does it say here? It says, nearly 48 hours of live improvised performance recorded at one venue over 12 months and 28 shows, culled, cut, rendered, and remixed into 28 potent pieces of organic beat music. Yeah, that's what this is. It's, maybe it's not for everyone, but to me it sounds very contemporary, and it takes jazz in a place where I feel like it needs to go. It needs to acknowledge technology. It needs to acknowledge hip hop. It needs to acknowledge, that it's not 1960 anymore. It's not 1969 anymore. It's not 1979 anymore. And anyway, so this is really interesting. Taking live recordings and chopping them up and overdubbing and looping and things like that. It's cool. I highly approve. Yes, I really do want everything on the label. Okay, they also had just been reissued. I remember Anthony Camplone, hello man if you're watching, had shown this whole series, and I remember thinking, wow, I really blew it by not picking these up when they were around, because they'd all gone out of print and silly money. So Spiritual Jazz, Volume 1 on Jazzman Records. Esoteric, modal, and deep jazz from the underground, 1968 to 1977, 2 LP set. Originally came out in 2008, I think, and that's before I even knew about the VC, so no wonder this was not on my radar until much later. This is terrific. The only track I was even remotely familiar with was the Ronnie Boykins track from his solo album. He famously played with Sun Ra for a long time, but everything on here is really top shelf. Spiritual Jazz. There's 9 volumes of these now. I really hope they repress the early ones, because I was looking on Discogs and they start at 60 and go up. $60. Well, okay. Also picked up a couple of used things, something I'm going to send as VCLT to someone. And then this John Martin record that I didn't have, One World, UK pressing on Island from 1970. God, when is this from? I'm going to say 77, something like that. Really lovely record. He's moving into a more pop direction, but it's so, his voice and his guitar playing and his whole sensibility is so jazzy and dreamy. I love it. And what's interesting is that the opening track, Couldn't Love You More, he did a remake of that later on with Phil Collins. That's really actually quite good. It should have been a huge hit, but of course it wasn't, because people are stupid. No. Well, yeah, they're stupid, but that has nothing to do with whether or not it was going to be a hit. Okay, what? 18 minutes? Okay, well, we're almost done here. So Christmas Eve, I wasn't really planning to go out because it's freaking Christmas Eve in Nashville and stuff. But I'm looking at my email, and it's like, oh, last day of our 20% off sale. One of my locals. I'm like, oh, you know what? 20% off. 20% off, that's not nothing, Cheers, everybody. 10%, that basically pays for the ridiculous sales tax we have here. Basically 10%, Davidson County, Tennessee. 10%! And what do we get? Zip. We get nothing. Certainly not light rail, certainly not museums, certainly not. But anyway, I digress. So, I'm thinking not only will they pay my tax, but another 10% off. So I thought, well, why not go check it out? So I did. And this was kind of a last minute thing. It was kind of like right by the register. They don't carry a lot of new, well, they do carry some new stuff, but not a lot of new CDs. But this isn't available on vinyl yet. It's the new Tool Fear Inoculum special CD book version with lots of crazy illustrations and stuff. 13 years in the making, is that right? 13 years since their last album. When looked at it in that respect, it's like 13 years to do this, really? That, I mean, it's a nice package and everything. I don't own any of their stuff on vinyl, so I'm okay with it on CD. And it sounds really good, actually. The mastering's really good. It's really long, too. Really long. It's quite a lot to take in one sitting. It's okay. Has its moments. Tool, if it had come out, I don't know, 10 years ago, it might have been different. That's a long time. That's a long time. In the background is me. You can get it on Bandcamp if you want. So there were a couple things that I was like, well, if they have it, I'll take 20% off for sure. One of them was this. Alexander Skip Spence and Oregon. This was, I think, a record store day thing a couple years ago. Don't know, 2019, maybe this summer. 3 LP compilation of stuff from that famous Nashville recording session. So Skip Spence, member of Moby Grape, kind of lost his mind, got kicked out of the band, is that right? And then bought a motorcycle and rode to New York and demanded the record label let him go make a record in Nashville, and basically it's just him by himself in the studio in Nashville. It's if you're not familiar with the record, you really should be, because it's of course it didn't sell because it was nuts. This is the description. Or remains one of the most harrowing and compelling artifacts of rock and roll's most euphoric era. An apparent chaos of eccentric composition, overwhelming melancholy wreathed in country blues shadows, and the smoky blur of Spence's wounded baritone singing. That's David Frick describing it. That's about right. Nearly 2 hours of unheard music. That's not entirely true. There's a CD on Sundays, which I have, that has some of that. 3 LPs cut by Kevin Gray, press at RTI, booklet, blah, 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 blah. Yes. So, now the thing about this is, and I didn't realize it when I bought it, and I thought it would be like the original album and then 2 discs of outtakes. No, instead, it kind of presents like a not even chronological, but sort of thematically presented reimagining of those sessions. It does not replace the original album. The original album needs to be heard on its own to appreciate this, which makes me think I need to go get that Sundays reissue. Originals are ridiculous because it's a really weird record and it didn't sell. And now that he's long dead, it's considered a masterpiece. And anyway, this is cool. It's nice to get 20% off on that. They also had this, which just came out, I think, for Black Friday, maybe? Grateful Dead, Ready or Not. 2 LPs, which presents live versions of some, but not all of the new songs that they were performing in the last couple of years of their existence, from 92 to 95. Did not have high hopes for this. They had gone into the studio in 93 and started work on what was going to be called Earthquake Country, but those sessions, there's nothing happening there from what I understand. But they played a lot of new songs during that period, and I will give Grateful Dead, Mercantile, Grateful Dead Corporation some props for it finally kind of admitting that they existed outside of the years 1972 to 78. They did a lot of other, they existed many other years, for better or worse. So anyway, so these songs are sometimes a little half-baked, and they're maybe not the ones I would have chosen. Like, I would have left Samba in the Rain off and maybe put Wave to the Wind on. Like, Phil's contributions are completely left off of here, which feels more political than musical to me. Anyway, and there's lots of clams, and it's, like, there are no perfect versions of those songs. Of course, if you ever saw the Grateful Dead, there were no perfect versions of anything ever. Perfection was not what was happening with the Grateful Dead. So on record, it, like, these clams and these, like, mumbled words and stuff are a little disconcerting. But I tell you what, the last song, The Days Between, which is probably the last great song that Garcia and Hunter wrote, it moved me to tears. It did. It brought back, like, just how heartbroken I was when I heard that Garcia died. I just got tickets to see the Dead at Boston Garden, and they were. Anyway, so it's worth it for that alone. Very moving. His voice is frail and he's barely holding on, but it builds and it builds and it builds, and it's just, oh God. Alright, so, okay, last one. This was on the wall. Had been on the wall for a while. Not for a lot of money, but I was like, for 20% off, hell yeah. I'm going to add it to my collection of Sun records. This is the Grim Robe demos on Southern Lord, 2LP, on in a gatefold. Early demos, I believe. Probably not great sound quality. Who cares? It's Sun. I dig them a lot. When I saw them at the Tennessee State Theater in Knoxville, and felt like the whole thing was going to collapse in on itself, was one of the most amazing experiences ever. I don't know that I ever want to repeat it, but yeah, Sun. Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Once again, thank you for the wonderful Christmas VCLT, and I hope everyone out there had a wonderful Christmas and has a fantastic New Year. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.